round two. Mike Johnson, JOHO Marketing. I help small businesses, professional services, work on a digital marketing strategy. And my goal in doing that is, in working in print advertisement and going through the whole cycle of the transformation of marketing, what I found is, in my experience from working with a lot of small businesses, they always have a tendency to have the same challenges across all different spectrums, which is they just get bogged down. I mean, they're busy, they're running their business, they're trying to take care of their staff, their payroll, their operations, their job, their self. They learned a skill set and they're trying to do it. Then this new transformation came into place where we used to put money in print, do some stuff, and hope it would work, and people came in the door, and when we stopped advertising, it stopped working. Well, the transformation has come, and actually what I find now with small businesses having the biggest difficulty is how do I get better? How can I become more efficient? How do I manage my marketing? And I guess my presentation today would be a 150-foot view is why small businesses could benefit from a marketing company. The reason that I recommend a marketing company as opposed to a marketing specialist in one area is because most business owners don't have the time. They are so focused on all of the things they have to do. Well, if I had to have somebody handle my social media, if I had to have somebody handle my website, if I had to have somebody handle my content and blogging, and is my SEO working, all the things that kind of impact today's digital marketing strategy, you wouldn't have time to work with the people, let alone be able to stay ahead of the curve. So someone like me as a digital marketing specialist, what I try to do is provide a suite of solutions that help small businesses across all platforms with a single point of connection. So if you needed somebody to help you with a website, if you needed somebody to help you with social media, if you needed somebody to increase some search ranking visibility by blog content to your website, these are all services that I offer. Now, I don't do them all. I have people that are specialists in those areas that help you do them. What I realized is that's a lot easier for small businesses because they have a point of contact and they know how to get what they're trying to get accomplished. We provide a variety of services, and I'm just going to touch on a couple of them because they're constantly changing and constantly evolving. But the areas that I work on are web designs, SEO, which is search engine optimization. A lot of times you have a website, we're fixing it because it's not up to date. And a lot of times you don't have a website at all, and that's where we start. Updating your current content on your website. A lot of people have had a website that's been around for 5 or 6 years, haven't really done anything with it. It's not relevant anymore, it's not mobile friendly, it's not responsive, it's not doing the job it needs to do. So we kind of come in and address those areas. Email marketing might be a concern for somebody. Writing on your website, your specials and promotions, letting people know what's going on in your industry, how we might be able to help in delivering those assets for you to your client base. And then once everything is in place, moving it to the next level, which would be moving into search engine marketing. Because if you don't have a foundation, you shouldn't be spending money to advertise your business, meaning paid marketing services. Because it's a machine that the only time it works is when the faucet is on, and that means it's coming out of your pocket. So you use all the tools that are in place, and then you start capitalizing on the opportunities once your infrastructure and your business model has been really implemented and managed. So today, I would say, what do you think is the most important part of a marketing strategy? Anybody, what one thing do you think is most important?
Visibility. Visibility.
Visibility?
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Call to action.
Call to action. Okay. Anything else? We're all waiting for an answer. Okay. So the number one. Huh?
I can't get the word. It's like respectability, but that's not really. It's like
Integrity.
Well, that's also,
Credibility.
Credibility.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Okay. And so, what does all that relate to?
Sales.
It relates to a website.
Trust.
If you don't have a website that tells your story, nothing else matters. Social media doesn't do anything. It's a piece of something, but it's not the core of your business. If you don't have a brick and mortar, you're doing consulting or any type of contracted work, the only communication you have with the world is your website. So that has to be the paramount concern, the number one thing that's most important for making your business either stand out or not succeed. So I've put down 10 things, and I have some copies. If I don't have enough for everybody, I'll email you one. But I put down 10 things that I think are the most important things in my perspective for a effective designed website. And the number one I start off with is good visual design. And the reason I say good visual design, because a lot of people have done things in the past where they had some professional come in 10 years ago and built something, and it just never changed it. And it's not up to date, it's not relevant. The logo there, is the fonts that we're using today are different than the fonts we used in the past. It's easier to read, it's more easier for your eyes to kind of absorb the information. White space. You should never have a website that's so driven by information and content that people look at it and go, I'm not going to read all this because I don't have the time. So you're spoon feeding your client with information. So white space and good consistent messaging. And theme and color are important because you have to have a theme, and the theme has to be consistent throughout your website. The second piece would be good content that answers the question. The most important question is, for your consumer, what's in it for me? If I look at your website, if you can't tell me why I'm reaching you or what your message is, then you failed. And that's a waste of money and a waste of effort. So keywords and search engine optimization comes back in. It's not the same as having words on your website as having content on your website that actually tells somebody it in a way that they can digest it. You know, if I'm a repair shop, I don't say tune-ups, wheel alignments, and just put words on there, because that's not how people look for information. If you're not building, I provide services in these areas, and it's cohesive and it's simple and it's simplistic for a guy to get the message, not only is it not going to get picked up by search engines because they're too diluted of a word, but they're not going to get the value that they're required. Ease of navigation. A lot of people don't really pay attention to their website. Navigation is a big thing. Is your website information up to date? Are the links still good? Have you had links for years and you never paid attention to them and they're broken, the pictures are broken, and the information doesn't go to where it's supposed to go to? So that would be number 3, ease of navigation. Number 4, mobile friendly and responsive. Huge importance today, because Google and all of the other search engines now are really kind of, being critical. If you're not delivering quality content on a vehicle in a methodology that your consumer can digest it and it works correctly, they're not going to encourage people to go to your site because you're not delivering what they need. Number 5, video, visual content, large photos. So what Judy does, what Shika does, I mean, those types of things are huge assets to a business, because today's consumers just don't read as much anymore, right? They're like looking at pictures, they're taking little blips of videos, and they digest information in very spoon-fed type mentality. They're not somebody that wants to sit down and go, I'm going to look at all of this information. And remember, they're probably using a mobile phone, which means that if it's a smaller phone, and a lot of us, even though there are bigger hand phones, a lot of people still have the older one because they're not ready to make the upgrade, so they're trying to read all this information in a very small space. So if it's not short, concise, and to the point, you've lost your audience. The next one is calls to action. You should have calls to action throughout your website. It's imperative that, why am I here if it's not to do something? Your website is your crank. It's the machine that turns your prospect into a customer. If you don't give them a reason to go to the next step, they'll go somewhere else. So, click here for more information, download my free, call now, all of these things are calls to action that need to be just well dispersed throughout your whole website. Because if you're not doing that, people don't know what to do next. So it needs to be something easy for them to understand and navigate through. Blog posts. Blog posts are very important because for a business, you have a website. And I don't want to get real technical because I try to keep things simple. If you have a website, there's things called bots and spiders that are going out and they're searching the internet and they're trying to find information. And the more relevant the information, the bots go and attach and connect. Oh, there's some new sourced information here. I didn't know this was here before. So now, when you talk about ranking on your website, what gives you better ranking is putting up new information periodically so that these bots are finding new information and content on your website. And if people are looking for that and you have it, they're going to direct them to you. So it's important to keep new and consistent information out there so that people are constantly resourcing your research. It's like going on LinkedIn. Everybody has a LinkedIn page, right? So when you go on your LinkedIn page and you turn off your broadcasting, you don't do anything, guess what? Nobody really notices you. You just shrink down. Minute you post something, boom, you're out in the spotlight again. Oh, he's back alive again. And so everybody starts to look at your site again. So if you just changed your name and then turned it off again, you just became relevant again because you made a change to your LinkedIn page. It's no different than your website. So it's the same relevance, and that's how you think about it. Last but not least is your Contact Us page. Contact Us page, a lot of people take this stuff for granted, but these are important things. It needs to be easy for a person to connect with you, reach you by phone, reach you by email, and be able to touch a button and not feel pressured. So what you ask for determines how many people will engage for you. The more you want, the less you may get because people don't want to give up too information because they're not really sure. And you hit the point again, credibility. Your credibility, when I say credibility on a website, it means a lot of things. It means, is your website relevant? Is it up to date? Do you have broken links? Is it mobile friendly? Does your website kind of speak to endorsements and recommendations? If all of those things are working very effectively on your website, then people will feel trustworthy of the person that you're doing business with. So today, websites would be my conversation because I do so many things. If I just touch on one point, maybe the next time I talk, I'll talk about another area, maybe social media or something else. But if that's helpful, if there's any questions, I'll be happy to answer any questions that anybody might have about a website. Does anything come to mind? Did you go, oh my God? No.
I got a question about you. Did you go through your background to show why you have expertise in this area of digital marketing?
So you're asking me, can I explain my background as far as marketing? I think last time I did, I talked a little bit about where I've come from over the last 15, 20 years in sales and marketing and advertisement, print advertisement. I've spent almost 15 years in marketing strategies for businesses and professional services. My last company before was working with a company called Dealer CMO, which is a dealership's chief marketing officer operation in San Jose, and before that I did digital marketing for apartment listings. So I've had a lot of diverse information in both areas. Anything else? Yes.
It occurs to me, and this is more a statement than a question, and Rich will understand this because he's slightly younger than I am, that in today's world, for a lot of us, the website is our bricks and mortar.
Absolutely.
And I hadn't thought of it quite that way. We all talk about having a bricks and mortar as a office. We got to get an office. We got to get a store. We don't need that anymore if we have a website. If we think about our website as the bricks and mortar of the 21st century. And I hadn't, it was a click when you made the presentation, a click that I hadn't made yet. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. Anything else?
Yeah.
Yes.
I just want to make a comment. I know myself that this is the fact, and maybe for a lot of us, I don't know, but I don't know. And talking with you, you really gave me a lot of background information, things to think about, and I'm looking forward to getting our website to the point where it will work rather than stream there.
Well, thank you very much.
Corner.
I think that every business today is being challenged with something that they haven't had in a long time, and that is a transformation of how consumers digest information. we all have our own areas of expertise, and I think that's what's so unique and valuable about this group. Every one of us brings something unique to that table, but at the same time, there's not one of us that doesn't have the challenge every day of dealing with the pains and struggling of just trying to manage what we are effective at. So, you know, I don't know about animated videos, I don't know about legacy videos, I don't know about, you know, upholstery or fixing, you know, furniture or preserving something that's of value to me and my family. So each one of us bring an asset, and that's why I think it's a valuable commodity for all of us to have us as a collective group. So thank you very much. Any other questions? Oh, my God. Thank you very much.
Just a comment that you
Yes.
mentioned contacts on your web page. I think that's a perfect point people need to look at, because one of my pet peeves is when you go on a website, and the hardest thing to do is find how to contact them. They want your business, but they don't want to talk to you. And, you know, most of the time when that happens, I
You're
go
gone.
someplace else.
That's right. Yeah. Thank you.
That would be easy.